What is up? Hello, everyone. Good morning. Morning for me. How's everyone doing? The rare morning stream for us. What am I doing with that? Put that there. Okay. Hi. How's it going? Rare morning stream. I like occasionally, hopping in to when it's morning for me, because there's a lot of our community that can't get to any of my normal times, whether it's afternoon or afternoon for me or evening for me. So I like being able to do these other streams. Yeah, EU friendly. Hi, how's it going? What's up, everyone? Hello, Monday, Fabricio, Jack, Mufine, Sop, Neko, Eagle Bolter, hello, Lone Wolf. Got my coffee here, and I'm gonna need it. Jobster, hello. Halcyon, what's up, everyone? Carbonator, Peak. 12 a.m., jeez. 7 in Ukraine. Coffee. The Inazuma music is already, I don't know if nostalgic is the right word, because it was only a few months ago for me, but I listened to the Inazuma music and I was like, man, remember back two nations ago? Wild how we've been kind of tearing through this game, haven't we? But also not. What did you have on you? Probably that, actually. Okay. Chiori is a character that I have not met yet. Hello, Luna. 6 p.m. here in Germany. Yeah. Yeah. Good stream time for the other people in our community that never get to, or that it's difficult for them to get to. You know, when it's often when I open up at my normal time. People in the chat will be like, yeah, it's 3 a.m. here. I was like, bro, sleep. Sleep. Topian in Florida just woke up. Hello, and welcome to the first time chat. Hello. Chiori, this character I haven't met yet, and I would love to. Hang on, what am I doing? And I would love to. So that is what we're going to be doing today. I need that and that there. Sorry, I'm doing like a tiny bit of housekeeping stuff. Just stream housekeeping. We're going to continue pulling on Bird, by the way, but I think we're going to pull at a different location than we had been, because I feel like maybe it might be, and maybe she's just being coy. Oh, met her in an event before this request, but this will be my intro. In a Fontaine event, or in a Inazuma event. Midnight Manila. I think her house in Leo Harbor. Yeah. I think that's where I'll be heading. All right, let's pause that music, hop into Birdmaw music. Set that to loop, full screen that. Oh, maybe I should turn this music, or this audio on. And the same welcoming party as before, though. Wait, put that back there. There we go. Over here. Hey there. Okay. She knows. Okay. One on you. And we've already got 131 as well. So we could do another one immediately after this. But I've got one more on you. Let's make sure that... Look, she's knocking on the door. Look, she's knocking on the door. She's knocking on the door. She's knocking on the door. It's a 4-star. That's okay. I'll take a Chevreuse. That's actually not bad. 79 pity now. 79. Anyways. Oh, this is brutal, man. She's just toying with us. Living next to Yingar, wonder what her mom smells like. Who? Hi, hello. Thank you. That will never not jump scare me. Oh my gosh, bro. Thank you. 2,200 again. Once again, I'm going to assume that you 14. Again, I'm just going to assume that whoever does this, you are financially well off enough to do this. We had a little, the Genshin community had a little thing a couple weeks ago about, so thank you. I really appreciate it. I'm just assuming that you're financially stable enough to do this. If you're not, this is like jokes aside, if you're like kind of not that well off financially, if it's between crystaling me and doing literally anything else, do literally anything else. Times are tough for everyone. Thank you. I appreciate you. I don't know that I want to 10 pull though. Let's continue doing singles. I feel like a 10. Let's do singles. We're gonna single. Not with you. Come on. Come on. Come on, bird. The bird will come home. The only thing about a 10 pull is that there's a chance to get people like, you know, there's a chance you could get a double 5 on a 10 pull. I feel like I don't have that kind of luck. I feel like I've already used up that luck by winning my Shenhe 50-50 and my Arle 50-50 and getting a ton of Iansans. So we're not gonna tempt fate. We're just gonna bring home a Xianyan on this pull. On the next one. Has anyone gotten, I know I see screenshots of it every now and then. Has anyone in our community ever gotten a double 5 on a 10 pull? I know it can happen, but. And another.
I am Kuchin, Yuhun of the Liyue Qixing. We live in an era of change, as the old order that has existed for 1,000 years is about to be rewritten. Join me. Let us bear witness to this historical moment together.
Wrong Liyue character. Okay. I'm gonna be completely honest. Not that bad. It's not as much of a like I've wanted a catching for a really long time, actually. It's not like pulling a Dia, where like Dia was the best character that I could have lost my 50-50 to. But at the same time, guess what, y'all? We just locked in Ocelot. So, Shenyan, I'm somewhat confident that Shenyan will have another rerun eventually. I'm not thinking that she'll be tossed into cryo jail because she's Animo. I'm because she's a relatively recent character. She hasn't had a ton. Isn't this only her second rerun? Because she came about in 4.4, right? I can't remember where I played Kaching. Yeah, she will Yeah, she should have another rerun for sure. I'm confident that Xianyan won't be thrown into the cryo jail, which is why I said to, at the get-go, if we lose our 50-50 to her, we will save up for the Ocelot, because I wanted Xianyan almost just for the collection, because I don't really play Plunge, and the primary characters that are in the upper echelon of like being already built, and like the main DPSs that I use, like Arle and even Arle and Raiden and even Beidou to a certain extent as well, no one really thrives off of Plunge. I kind of just wanted the bird for the collection. Not that. She's different though. I want her for the collection and for the meta. So, I can't remember where I played Kaching, but the teleport mechanic is very interesting. Dia Plunge would have been peak, yeah. Dia Plunge DPS. You know, Dia Plunge DPS would probably do more than Dia's normal burst. I just gotta be honest. As a hardcore Dia fan, let's just be honest, it would probably do more than her actual burst does.
What should I try this time?
Whoa, that was cool. I always like just watching people's normal attack cycles. Oh, you know what? When she teleports, she just does that if you stop continuing to attack. But if you do continue that attack cycle, that's not the end of her normal attack. That one is. What are you looking at? And her signature booty out second normal. Oh. And I have a Lion's Roar. I don't know if I'll build her, because again, I'm not really hurting for an Electro DPS, but I always wanted a Kaching for the collection. And C3's Chevreuse. Do we know who the 4-stars bannering alongside Chilonin are? What do you do if you don't teleport to it? Isn't there something else you can do?
Speed of light. Hey!
Is there something else you can do if you don't teleport to it?
Don't blink. Yeah.
Oh, you can just pop it with charge attack.
Incoming.
Or you can
Don't blink.
or you can do plunge catching. At least we didn't get cheat, y'all. This is the Archon team.
Stay close and you will live.
Stay close and you will die.
Time to broaden the horizons again. I have high hopes for this journey.
How fast her charge attack? How fast her charge attacks are in a row? Her ducks in a row. What team do I want to bring to Chiori? maybe the Archons for Farina. Also, I kind of modified my Cappuccino team because having Mona and Yelan and Zhongli here with Arlecchino makes this team... I want to use Arlecchino in the overworld again, but she can solo a lot. And giving her a strong shielder, giving her Zhongli as a strong shielder, and then 2 good vapors with Yelan and Mona, and using Mona's Omen as a nuke cannon, makes her ridiculous to use in the overworld. So I kind of demoted her team comp a little bit, which should still be fun and still should be able to delete things. Not delete things, but still should be able to work really well against like giant churls and stuff like that. But not anything hyper crazy. I will still put Zhongli, Mona, and Yelan, or Bennett and Yelan, or something like that, Raiden and Yelan in here when I'm doing a boss. When I just want to like, I just need to grind the seahorse or something like that. But for overworld, I want to be able to use Arle in the overworld again. And you said...
Let's finish this quickly.
Ooh. She spins. Oh, she does have a really fast charge attack. I guess it's not crazy. No, it's actually considerably faster, isn't it? Even her normal attacks feel a little bit faster as well. Yeah, her normal attacks are very fast, aren't they? Oh, was she also like an OG traversal person as well? Because you could just aim that, throw that up there, and you could. It doesn't go super high. Although in the days before Kazuha and Lanyan, because she's a 1.x character, isn't she? All right. Who was here, Shenhe?
What exactly is teamwork?
My name is Shenhe. That's not where I'm looking. This is where I'm looking. Okay. It's too early to be unhinged. Chiori. Back in 1.0, we had no one better. Yeah, because now, even not considering the Notland characters, it's you've got Lanyan and Kazuha and then with Chaska and Shilonen and Kanich. Catching was meta for traveling at 1.0. Pyro catching? Pyro plunge catching. Huh. Who were the OG Dendro characters before Sumeru released? Who were the original Dendro characters? Because it teaches you Dendro really early on, doesn't it? None. Oh, Dendro didn't exist before, but there were Dendro element stuff all over the just slimes. Dendro came with Sumeru. That's hilarious because Dendro is one of the first things they teach you with Dendro slimes. Like those are some of the first elements that you find, and that's one of the first reactions they teach you, isn't it? Burn's the first reaction. That's hilarious. All right, boopity boop. How much resin I got? 115. Okay, just making sure that I'm not close to being capped. Story quests and I love her outfit. Her outfit might go from A to S if I ever redo the appearance tier list, which I probably will. Maybe we do that live. I don't know. Maybe that's something that'll happen during Squirtathon. Maybe Squirtathon will be next week, next Friday. I don't know. When horned blades clash.
Something you wish to report? Oh, you have my undivided attention.
This is still one of the hottest characters in any game I've ever played. Okay, moving on. Let's do the Archon team. Think if Arena's ever had anything designed at Chiori's? Sunira was hot extremely for about 1/10 of a second. And then did you guys see the picture that I posted in I put it on Discord and Twitter and hello Windows Explorer? I even put like a red shadow and glow on the cabbage. If hot, why cryo?
It seems like there's another event going on at the court of Fontaine. Look at that. Roadside signs as far as the eye can see. Let's see what they're for. Fontaine Fashion Week? Ooh, why don't we go check out some of the shops? Maybe we can pick up some cool new clothes.
Eat your veggies.
Is this really okay?
I told you I could do it using the leftover funds from the original deposit. Don't tell me you're afraid that I cheaped out on the dress.
Why did I think she was Pyro? She's Geo. I've played her as well, just in an unconventional setting. I played her in the Adventurer's Trials.
No, not at all. I have only the fullest faith in your work, Miss Chiori. I'm just in shock, that's all. It's always been my dream to wear a Chioria boutique dress for my wedding. I really thought the chance had passed me by.
Ooh, is that lady the owner of Chioria Boutique? We've never seen her before.
Kurok probably keeps her very busy. Elof? Oh, Elof, right. We, that was during Nuvi's story quest, where, we come here, we come here with the Melusine, I can't remember what the Melusine's name was, and Buttons was here as well. Speaking of which, if you ever need a strong-ass button, her work probably keeps her very busy.
I'm a woman of my word. If I say I can do something, then it'll be done. The first rule of business is to always keep your promises. Now, remember to not fold the gown, or store it under direct sunlight. I'd recommend only taking it out on the day of the wedding. From the look on your face, I can tell that may be a little difficult for you.
Oh, I'll try my best. Once he sees me in this, his jaw is gonna drop straight to the floor.
Are you here to check out the offerings?
Sure are. Oh, Paimon's Paimon, and this is the Traveler. You're Miss Chiori, the owner of this boutique, right?
That's right. Oh, Navia told me about you. Glad to make your acquaintance.
I like her voice too. She has a it's almost the same vibe as Brat Farina, but it's not bratty. It's just she's the best and she knows it.
Oh, we've heard a lot about you too. Chioria Boutique is super famous in Fontaine.
Well, I appreciate the recognition. Is there anything you're looking for exactly? We're out of kids' clothes right now, I'm afraid.
She's talking about me or Paimon. She's clearly talking about Paimon, but wouldn't that be funny? She looked at Traveler and she's like, Yeah, you're definitely a child.
Hey, Paimon's not a kid.
We actually wanted to ask about Fontaine Fashion Week.
Oh. That. Well, if news of the event has reached your ears, I suppose the Fontaine Apparel Association's advertising efforts have paid off.
Are there any fun and popular activities that we can take part in?
Ugh, Fashion Week isn't what I'd call fun. But it certainly always attracts a crowd. It's a fashion extravaganza that only takes place once a year, after all.
I like extravaganzas.
Will you be showing off some of your designs too?
Of course. All designers at the Court of Fontaine use the week to advertise their brand. If you're lucky, you could even land a large amount of orders as soon as the main show ends.
Orders. You can even land a large amount of orders. Nuvi and Zhongli burst through the wall.
Come to think of it, it was also at a previous fashion week that our label first took off.
Burning Paimon instant W. I love her already.
Aren't you pretty much an established name now? People will still buy your clothes even if you don't participate this year, right?
Yeah, that's not quite how it works. While many people buy clothes for fit and style, the fashion industry also strongly values a label's artistic vision and creative direction. Why would anyone patronize a label that hasn't even bothered to put out any new designs for the year? In the end, fashion is just a representation of the spirit of the times. People support your brand because they support the vision it represents.
Huh. Okay, so maybe fashion's more complicated than Paimon thought. All that complicated stuff aside, you're saying we'll be able to see new Chiori designs at the show?
Absolutely. The designs have already been finalized. I'm just waiting for the fabrics to arrive.
Ooh, are you using materials you can't get in Fontaine?
I've got a bunch of fabric in my teapot. However, I made it out of silk flower, so I don't know if you're gonna want. I don't know if that's gonna be necessarily the material you need for the pinnacle of luxury fashion in
Well,
Fontaine.
I still have a certain partiality to Inazuma-made fabrics. The textures are pleasant to the touch, and their familiarity gives me a sense of security.
Oh, Paimon gets it! It's that feeling of home.
Also accurate to the nations that both of the IRL cultures that these nations are trying to emulate, because like Japanese fashion, Japanese textile work and French textile work that's probably where they got her character, Conry.
Something like that. Yeah.
We're a long way from
sorry.
Inazuma, though. Aren't you
Didn't
concerned
mean
that
to
your
skip.
shipment might get lost or stolen along the way?
No need to worry. I've already taken steps to ensure that it'll arrive safely. I've entrusted the job to Komani Express's most reliable courier.
Box cat. Do I get to be
Excuse
box
me?
cat during this?
Coming through!
I haven't met box cat yet.
Your shipment's here. I know it's quite late, so I'm really, really sorry.
FedEx cat. Meow.
Deep breaths, Kirara, then start again.
Huh? And you're with customers as well? Oh, jeez. I've really kept everyone waiting. I'm so sorry. This is all my fault.
These two are the Traveler and Paimon. With how well traveled you are, you've probably heard of them already. And this is Kirara, star courier of the Komani Express. She's a Nakamata, in case you were wondering about the tales.
So she's a kind of yokai then, isn't she? No. Isn't she just an actual cat that turned into a human? That's the dumbest way of that's the dumbest way of boiling that down. But isn't she an actual cat?
Pleased to make your acquaintance. And sorry you had to see me like this. I know I'm late, but if an opportunity arises in the future, I still hope you'll choose Komani Express.
So, what was the holdup? Sailing delays, bad weather?
Huh? No, nothing like that. I just ran into a bit of trouble, that's all.
Her tails are going woodly 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 woodly.
Bandits, then? Or treasure hoarders? A few run-ins on the road aren't usually enough to give you any trouble.
Well, I didn't run into anyone exactly. I just got a little lost.
Your tails.
Keeping you honest as always, I see.
Not all yokai are cats, but all cat yokai are yokai. That makes sense.
All right. I was stopped by a group of bandits as soon as I entered Fontaine. They were a little different from the ones I usually run into. I could hear them mumbling about Komunia Express. It was obvious they were looking for someone with two tails.
So it was a targeted hit?
I got the sense that they were actually targeting Chiori's goods.
How would they know what you were carrying, though?
My fabric shipment?
Yeah, they said that I could go as long as I left the goods with them. Otherwise, they'd stuff me into my delivery box and toss me into the sea to drown.
Oh, are you okay, Kirara?
Oh, I'm good. I'm still a yokai after all.
Oh, if I just
turned
waited.
them over to the guards. It just took me a while to round them all up.
If I just waited 3 lines of down, were they walking normally?
Well, it's not completely out of the ordinary for one of your deliveries to get intercepted. But it still doesn't make sense how you knew it was my goods they were after. You've got other deliveries to make in Fontaine, don't you? Is there something else that you're keeping from me?
Huh? Well...
Perhaps I need to reconsider how many stars to give you in my review.
You always know how to get me, Chiori. Alright, I'll talk. So, I kinda wanted to know why anyone would order a hit on me, so I spent a bit of time investigating.
Investicator.
One of the bandits had a loose tongue, which saved me some time. He said that a certain person had commissioned them to intercept Chiori Boutique's delivery.
And who might this person be?
Commission. It was Catherine.
Chiori, why don't we just let this one go? I mean, I didn't really get injured, and you've still got Fashion Week to worry about.
I appreciate your kindness, Kirara, but if I don't teach this person a lesson, I doubt they'll stop here. Anyone that dares to mess with one of my friends deserves a stern talking to and then some.
All right. The guy said that the commissioner was someone by the name of Uter.
Uter. No, that name rings a bell. Wouldn't you say, Kirara?
Well, that's exactly why I didn't want to bring it up to you.
So you both know this Uter guy?
Through Chiori's complaints about him, sure. He's a fellow fashion designer who's made it his goal in life to make hers as miserable as possible.
Oh, so he's like a business rival.
A rival is what you call someone who fights you fair and square. Uter, however, just has it out for me as a designer. He's publicly disparaged my design choices, my use of materials. He's practically tried every trick in the book to ruin my good name. I've already warned him before to compete with me fair and square, but I guess he prefers playing dirty. Well, I'm more than happy to oblige.
Wait, Chiori,
I wouldn't mess
where
with
are you going?
I wouldn't mess with this girl.
To teach someone a lesson. You must be tired after your long journey. Why don't you rest in my shop for a little while before heading back?
Alright, I love her already.
Chiori, wait!
And she's gone.
She has that same... Maybe not Farina entirely, but like the short queen... The short queen who can take on the tall guys. Does that make any sense whatsoever? She's like 5'2", but she'll still reach up and slap someone like Neverland.
Oh no. What should we do?
You seem concerned. Should we be worried about Chiori?
Well, she's always been the type of person to face things head on. But with her fiery temper, I'm just worried whatever she's about to do will feel negative publicity about her right before the start of Fashion Week. Traveler, Paimon, could you go after her and check out the situation for me? As a formal employee of Komunia Express, it wouldn't be appropriate for me to get involved.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll take good care of Chiori.
To be honest, I'm more worried about that Uter guy's safety.
Yeah, he did. When they talk about tonight. When they talk about tonight. That was not with that song. She's like a short shogun. Riding shotgun. I thought this child was Chiori for a second, running. Is that Chevreuse? Well, we're meeting all the characters. Chevreuse doesn't have a hangout, does she? She only appears in other people's quests.
Any chance you're on the clock, officer?
Nothing good ever comes out of you addressing me like that.
Not yet. Although, not yet, but they abandoned maybe abandoned's a harsh word. No, they abandoned the hangouts, didn't they? Which sucks, because I really like them, but I can see how the hangouts might have been a bit controversial, because there's no combat in them. But there was always a combat route, though. Yeah, I haven't had a new hangout in ages. Yeah, they pretty much abandoned them.
Oh? And who are these two?
It's me. I have 4 of you.
So you came too? Allow me to introduce you. These two are the Traveler and Paimon. This officer over here is Chevreuse, captain of the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol.
The Special Security and Surveillance Patrol? You mean that organization where everyone carries a musket?
Well, I wouldn't say everyone on the patrol uses a musket. I just happen to have formed a platoon made up mostly of musketeers.
Are there 3 of them?
Whoa, Chiori, Paimon didn't know you went so far back with such a cool person!
It's nothing. In my line of work, it's not uncommon to run into some trouble every now and then. And she's helped me get out of a few sticky situations. In return, I've helped her take care of some things that you could say aren't exactly in her purview as the captain of the Special Patrol. And that's how we got to know each other.
It's nice to meet you both. I have to say, your reputation precedes you. So, did something happen?
Indeed it did. I'll need you to come with me.
I only ever hear that phrase from you.
Ow.
Usually I'm the one asking people to do that.
Did you just hear my hip pop? Why did my hip pop? I'm not even moving. Hang on.
Well, are you coming?
Not before I know what you're planning.
Have I ever made a bad call?
She's like, yes.
The better question is, have you ever made one that didn't violate proper procedure?
Okay. A man hired a group of bandits to mug my friend. I'm about to go teach him a lesson.
Are you sure this is something you should be telling the captain of the Special Patrol? It's getting hard to tell whether you're here to report a case or turn yourself in for one.
Neither. I'm requesting personal supervision from said captain, so I don't do anything too out of line.
These two, while this conversation's happening.
Are you planning to?
Not if I can help it.
All right. Where is this person?
Follow me.
All the Fontaine friends. It's really cool. I have noticed that in Fontaine, it seems like they insert more of the 4 stars and more of the other characters. Excuse me. They insert more of the other characters into various different quests.
Just promise you'll start trying to keep yourself out of trouble.
Well, when trouble stops coming my way, I'll be sure to get on that. This should be the place. You all wait here. I'll go have a chat with him.
You know, Chevreuse, Paimon gets the sense that you two are actually pretty close.
It's just as Chiori said. We got to know each other pretty well in our lines of work. You could call it a you scratch my back and I'll scratch yours sort of situation.
Yeah, that's how law enforcement works, Chevreuse.
Does Chiori often need your help?
I'd say it's mutual. The Special Patrol needs her help quite often as well. We've got tough problems of our own. Getting people to talk, for example. The uniform, the musket, they're intimidating. Most people clam up the minute they see us. lips sealed so tight, getting them to talk almost feels like trying to break into the fortress of Meripede. But put them in a clothing boutique, and they suddenly start gushing faster than the waters at the Fountain of Lucine.
That's what
Oh, is it because they're trying to show off or something?
Yep. People are vain creatures. They can't help but want to talk up new developments in their lives or show off how much they know about other people. And nothing brings out that sort of vanity quite like fashion.
Give me a second real quick. Sorry. Seconds up, thanks.
As a result, Chiori often picks up on all kinds of information in her shop. Most of her customers are members of the upper class, which means they're pretty much up to the gills in wealth and intel.
Let me re-listen to this one.
Yep. People are vain creatures. They can't help but want to talk up new developments in their lives or show off how much they know about other people. And nothing brings out that sort of vanity quite like fashion.
And she picks up all kind of information. Most of her customers are upper class.
You scratch my back and I'll scratch yours. Huh, Hyman gets it now.
Exactly. I'm also here to ensure Chiori's safety. Those who make trouble for her also tend to be rich and powerful. And in some very rare cases, I'm forced to protect other people from Chiori herself. So, who got on her case this time? It's been a while since I last saw her that angry.
She turns around and the window's spattered with blood, like like Trevor's apartment in GTA 5.
Oh, so this is what happened.
How long was she in there?
Tear, you say?
You've heard of him?
Yep. He's made trouble for Chiori several times already. He's fond of pretty much every dirty trick in the book. I heard that even the Maison Gardiennage issued him a warning due to his behavior. So he's back at it, huh? His funeral, I guess.
Whoa, what's this about a funeral all of a sudden?
It's an
I just meant that Uter's done for. Now bring it in, you two. Get right up close.
Sure, but why?
Because this is probably going to turn into one of those very rare cases I just talked about.
Nobody say it should have been me. Nobody say it should have been them.
What are you doing? Stay away from me!
Has anyone ever taught you the definition of stupidity?
It's like Voss in Far Cry.
Huh?
Stupidity is doing the same
It actually
useless
is.
thing over and over again. It appears you've forgotten what I told you before. So, allow me to refresh your memory. Lay off the dirty tricks. Oh, and if you dare lay your hands on my friend again, you can expect a far less pleasant landing next time.
Chiori?
Should have been me. Jelly. Yes, madam.
Officer, an assault's in progress. Please, officer, you've got to do something.
Of course. I'll do my utmost to investigate the situation. Unfortunately, I was chatting with this traveler and seemed to have missed what happened.
Fucking hell, Chevreuse.
Not to worry, though. If you'd allow me to search the scene, I'm sure I'll be able to collect some useful evidence. You don't mind, do you? There's nothing in there that would implicate you in any illegal activity, I would hope.
Forget it. It wasn't that big of a deal.
Oh my gosh, Jobster. Can I get some bonks in chat real quick?
Ms. Chiori, I must also ask you to refrain from engaging in such disorderly conduct in the future, especially out in the open like this.
Apologies, officer. I guess you could say I'm just used to tossing out any trash I come across on the street.
Roasted.
You...
Is there anything else either of you have to say for yourselves?
That's all from me. I sincerely hope that today's events will never happen again.
We'll see about that.
Oh my gosh. Her expression is always, she constantly has this like short queen girl boss expression on her face. I love it.
Whoa, that scared the heck out of Paimon. How did he just go flying out like that?
Such a graceful arc. What are both of these responses, Ether?
You're too kind.
Now's not the time to be accepting compliments. What happened to not doing anything too out of line?
Oh, not if I could help it, is what I said. And I think I kept to that. I started with a verbal warning, but he displayed neither shame nor remorse. If anything, he kept running his mouth with insults and threats.
Insults and threats so bad that he deserved to be tossed out like a sack of trash?
Believe it or not, they were that bad. He deserved to get knocked down a peg. It's the only way to get him to stop.
You could have reported him to the guards.
Oh, I will. But it'll take some time for them to gather evidence. And he denied that he ever had anything to do with those bandits.
Chevreuse, you came down here knowing that she wasn't going to do things by the book.
I don't want anything else to happen during Fontaine Fashion Week. On top of that, if Kirara is going to continue delivering goods for me, the least I can do is guarantee her safety. Oh, that reminds me. There is another favor I'd like to ask of you today.
What a shame. I believe you've already used up your favor quota for the day.
Have I? Well, it's a good thing I was planning on taking an advance on tomorrow's quota then.
Don't you think you're maxed out on advances already?
I always pay you back in information, don't I? It's just like you said. You scratch my back, and I scratch yours.
She bannered really recently though, didn't she? I was about to ask when she'll be on banner next. Every time we meet a new character, I'm just like, can I pull? 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 Climb into my teapot? Retire into my 5.1. Oh, I thought it was recent. 2 Geo ladies. Wait, where are we going? Will the yellow brick road not be here if it's a place that you can't necessarily walk to? Like if we're in the wild and we're exploring something, because I've noticed that you don't always get the yellow brick road when you're navigating to something. Is it only if there's a clear walkable path? Building harem. I mean, that's our primary goal. I mean, after finding sister.
We're back.
You were gone for an awfully long time. Oh, please tell me nothing bad happened.
There's nothing to worry about. All you need to know is that you'll never have to worry about someone in Fontaine messing with your deliveries again.
Sorry, Chiori. I didn't mean to cause you so much trouble.
What are you talking about? You didn't do anything wrong. Those greedy bandits are to blame, along with a certain someone who doesn't know when to lay off the petty tricks. The next time you need to leave the city, call the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol. They'll escort you half of the way, and the Spina di Rusula can take the second half. With that sort of escort, the next time you make a delivery, those treasure hoarders won't go anywhere near your goods. Unless, of course, it's to offer to carry them for you.
Also, if you need to go through Samara Desert, I know a really strong, well, I know a mercenary who's really strong.
Good one, Chiori.
I'm being serious. You know me. If I bring something up, you can assume it's already a done deal. You're going back to Inazuma tomorrow, right?
Oh, right away.
Wait, you don't mean...
I've already spoken to the captain of the Special Patrol. As discussed, the patrol's going to take a small detour during their daily training tomorrow. As for Navia, I'll give her a heads up in a bit.
There's really no need. I'm just a simple courier. I don't need to be surrounded by a bunch of armed guards. Or ones with sunglasses, for that matter. Don't you think this is a bit much?
Well, you certainly shouldn't count on such a procession for every trip you make to Fontaine. It's just a one-off thing. For my own peace of mind.
Yeah, you are carrying, like, some of your cargo is supplies from the most renowned, because it's not just in Fontaine. Like, she's famous throughout all of Tevat, isn't she?
It'll also show those guys what'll happen to those who dare to mess with my friends.
Since she's already talked to the patrol, just think of it as you scratch my back, I scratch yours type of situation. A simple purrier.
Yes, well put.
Well, if you think it's a good idea, Traveler, then I guess it's fine.
Well, with the bad guys out of the way and your goods safely delivered, everything should be good to go for Fontaine Fashion Week, right?
I believe so. I'll try to churn out a few more outfits over the next few days. I've heard a lot of suppliers will be participating this year.
Paimon's gonna take a guess and say suppliers are super important.
But of course, they supply us designers with funding, equipment, factory access. You have to work with them if you want to become a truly renowned fashion house. That's also why this year's Fashion Week is so important to me.
But isn't your brand already really famous, Chiori? Your clothes are so pretty and so nice to wear. I can't help but brag about them to my customers whenever I get the chance.
Even so, I would imagine there are still people who've never heard of the Chiori brand, yes?
Well... I mean, with the amount of places that I deliver to, it's only natural that some people from other nations haven't heard of it.
Then it's still not famous enough. My goal is to make the Chiori brand renowned throughout all of Tevat.
All of it? Your business would have to get pretty huge then.
Wait, would that mean I could just go to any Chiori branch on the continent to get my clothes fixed? It has been pretty inconvenient having to come to Fontaine every time I need to get them patched up.
Alternatively, of course, you could just be a bit more careful with them. They're already about as durable as I can make them.
Okay, I'll admit, they do get snagged on branches pretty often, but I can't help it. It's hard to be careful about that sort of thing when you're trying to take a nice nap in a tree.
Cats just kind of destroy clothes, Chiori. I mean...
Well, if that's your dream, Chiori, then we should do our best to make it a reality. Is there anything we can do to help out with Fashion Week?
I'm sure I could think of something.
Ooh, what is it? What is it?
Why don't you come to my shop tomorrow and model for me? Simply put, you'll serve as my living mannequins.
Oh, so we get to try on some of your clothes? Got it!
Seeing them off the rack will also give me the chance to make some small adjustments to the stitching and the silhouette of the designs.
Sounds easy enough.
Neediness for the runway too. Can we keep the outfits? Needs for the runway too?
No need. We've already booked the models for that.
Damn.
If you like them, though, feel free to visit the boutique and see if anything catches your eye. I'll even give you a special discount.
I want an animation of Ether strutting on the runway.
Ooh, sounds great! Paimon was just starting to get curious about all this design stuff.
Then we have a deal. You'll model some formal wear, Traveler, and I don't know. Paimon here will show off some kids' designs. I'll see you both tomorrow then.
Yep, sounds good. Wait, kids' clothes? Paimon told you already, she's not a little kid.
Didn't we? We already went through this with Ayaka though, and Paimon was perfectly fine being compared to being compared to child sizes.
Eye-catching outfit from the show.
Speaking of clothes, do yours happen to need any mending right now, Kirara?
Well, since you asked, Chiori, There's this part around my waist.
Oh, need a bit of letting out around the middle.
No! It's a tear. Those bad guys did it.
Alright, she's already one of my favorite characters now.
Eye-catching outfit from the show. Fashion Week is coming up. Oh, my husband promised to get me a replica of the most eye-catching outfit from the show.
Oh, I say. As expected of a high-flying merchant. How generous of him. Well, what a coincidence, though. My husband promised me precisely the same thing.
Oh dear. Whatever are we going to do then if we fall in love with the same dress?
Well, let's leave our gentlemen to figure that one out for themselves, shall we?
Fashion Week is coming up. Oh, my husband promised to get me
They're quite the pair. Bro, I'm still not over this song. I barely got over Ruka's theme. And then they threw this one at me. You think Farina had anything designed? Did I already ask that? You think Farina had anything designed at Chiori's shop? Not over this song, bro. This game just does that to you. What are we doing next morning? I have a friend from high school who's a fashion designer, and she specializes in repurposing, in like recycling, like using recycled textiles and stuff. She made a really pretty dress out of a repurposed parachute. She has really interesting ideas of like not just reusing textiles and materials and fabrics from other clothes, but also from like a used parachute and making a beautiful dress out of it. She's so talented. If I remember, I'll link her Instagram in the Discord.
You're here early. I haven't even opened the shop yet.
Yeah, it's 6 a.m.
Wait, has Kirara left already?
Yep, with the special patrol. Bright and early.
Did everything go all right on the road?
I believe so. The patrol makes for quite the entourage. The way they marched forward with Kirara in the center, you'd think she was some sort of VIP. For the second leg, the Spina also came with a pretty large group, led by Navia herself.
This is the cutest, strangest, weirdest, funniest thing in this entire game. It's just a box cat. Snake! Snake!
They took care to clear the path beforehand as well. Kirara won't so much as step on a single stray rock on her journey. I even heard that Navia decided out of the blue to make a batch of macarons as a going-away gift for Kirara.
Of course she did.
An excellent souvenir to remember Fontaine by, I'd say.
Jesky07, thanks for the follow. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Sounds like Navia really got into it.
My thoughts exactly. She even lamented the fact that she didn't have time to prepare something even fancier. I'm pretty sure she can't wait for another escort opportunity to come her way.
You know, now that you mention Navia, Paimon thinks the two of you are actually pretty similar. You say what you mean, and when you have an idea, you really hit the ground running.
I suppose that's why we're such good friends. Navia has a certain resilience about her. It's part of who she is. No matter what comes her way, she never bows down in the face of adversity. That sort of determination and courage is something I really admire. That same spirit is the true vision of my brand. When she first mentioned commissioning an outfit for my boutique, well, I'm sure you can imagine my excitement.
It's like finding the perfect perfect brand ambassador, huh?
Indeed. Customers pay attention not just to the clothes, but also to the figures in society who wear said clothes. People like to copy the styles of those they look up to.
Huh. And here Paimon thought all that mattered was for the clothes to look cute.
Fashion is about more than just looks, my dear. Especially if you've got your sights set on a market the size of Teyvat. Well, would you look at the time?
It's 6 a.m. What?
Oh yeah. Come on, let's get down to business. We're here to mod.
Okay, I thought she was gonna say she has somewhere to go. Rosaline Neko, thanks for the raid. Thank you for the raid. Welcome, raiders. Scribbles plays, Rosaline Neko, hello, welcome. Everyone in my community, nut the spam emote. I think I said that last time. Spam the nut emote. Hello, K Mama. Hello. We good. Just doing some Genshin today. Hello. I'm Conry, Squirrel VTuber. This is my chat. Everyone say hi. Chat, act normal. Act normal. Be normal. Hello. Welcome. Thank you for the raid. Thank you so much. Chill vibes here. Just doing the blind playthrough of Genshin Impact, and a couple other games like racing games and stuff like that. Spilled soda on my knife. Welcome, raiders. Hello. Feel free to stick around, and I appreciate the raid. Everyone, make sure you show Rosaline Neko a lot of love.
Indeed. Give me a moment while I go retrieve some fabrics and sample outfits. Why don't you help me set up the shop displays in the meantime?
Set them up? How exactly?
Just carefully organize the ready-to-wear clothes with an eye toward their types and styles. This way, we can guarantee that the customers will see something different every day.
Whoa, there sure is a lot that goes into running a store.
Well then, I'll leave the displays to you.
So, we just need to put all the clothes with similar styles together, right?
It's a sorting minigame. The glass roof. That's cool. Wait, I want to talk to her first before we do anything else.
Please organize the clothes with an eye towards their types and styles. I'm counting on you.
I'm kind of surprised that she didn't make any comment about the traveler's otherworldly attire. Inazuman kimonos. Formal men's and formal. Wow, that was a difficult sorting game, Genshin. I never look up a real gamer, a true gamer.
Not bad. You might just have an eye for design. Anyway, let's move on to the real task at hand. Over here, stand still. I'll take your measurements first.
And Rosaline, thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Excuse me, Miss Chiori.
Oh, good morning, Leanne. How have you been recently?
Not too bad.
Oh, this isn't the same person as when we started the quest. I thought this was the same person with the wedding dress.
Your gown will be ready next week, so there's no need to worry about missing the ball. Or did you come here today because you'd like to make a new request, perhaps?
Oh, no.
Oops.
Nothing like that, Miss Chiori. To be honest, I came here today to cancel my order for that gown.
Why? And thank you for the sub on YouTube as well, Rosaline Neko. Thank you for the support. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. Thank you.
Cancel your order.
But you can keep the deposit, of course. I know you can't return any materials you've already used.
Don't worry about the materials. I'm more concerned about you. Did something happen, Leanne? Have your plans changed? It's all right. I'm not trying to make things difficult for you. I'll take note of the cancellation.
Thank you. I'm really sorry.
Leanne's VA sounds really familiar. Not from Genshin though. She sounds familiar with. I know it's probably like VAs get around doing a lot of work for a lot of different media and games and stuff. But she sounds really familiar for some reason.
Don't worry about it. Just let me know if there's anything I can do to help.
Is it just Paimon, or was she acting a bit strange just now? Wonder why she wouldn't tell us why she was canceling her order.
I bet it has something to do with Chiori's competition.
It's not a big deal. These things happen every once in a while.
Like she was threatened into canceling her order or something.
A family emergency, an important payday falling through, a lover's quarrel, no one to take you to the ball. I've pretty much heard it all. Judging from the look on her face, something's keeping her from revealing the truth to us. It's best not to pry.
Well, guess this means you'll have more time to work on Fashion Week, right?
That's true. Come, let's pick up where we left off.
Is Miss Chiori in?
It's 6 in the morning. Why is everyone flooding in the door? It's 6 in the morning.
I am. How can I help you?
I'd like to return this item.
Oh, could I ask why?
It's just, not to my liking. You said I could get a refund if I wasn't satisfied, so that's why I'm here.
Is there something about it that didn't meet your expectations? Are the sleeves too short, or is the color too dark? I can always make those adjustments for you.
No need. You don't have to concern yourself with that. I'd just like that refund, please.
And I'd be happy to process that for you. If you could just tell me the cause of your dissatisfaction.
Is Chiori here? I'd like to return my outfit.
Another one?
Is there some sort of new calamity coming that I haven't heard about? Another flood? Or an apocalypse, maybe? What does the prophecy say this time? You'll be spared if you get rid of all your clothes.
Farina's voice line when it's raining is really sad.
Surely the entire population of Fontaine didn't convene and pick this one day to come and return my clothes. What is going on?
What kind of rags are you trying to sell us, huh? The way I see it, this shop is nothing more than a black market front run by a bunch of dirty criminals.
What about it?
Please calm down, sir.
What is he talking about?
Haven't you heard? Chiori, a boutique, has been exposed for having close ties with criminals. It's all over the papers.
Yep, it's the dude. We gotta go break his legs.
And just who is it that dares to throw that accusation around?
Well, you tell us. The fabrics you've got here, they're all sourced from underground factories, aren't they?
I've been transparent about my materials from the very beginning. I've already proved there's nothing wrong with them. If a little hearsay and baseless slander are enough to convince you, then by all means, go ahead and hand over your garments right now. Spare yourself from that flood of yours. Or have you not been convinced of that one just yet?
You...
Elof!
Miss Chiori?
Go outside and help these customers with their return requests. There's no need to ask them why. We'll refund them at the purchase price.
Alright.
And once you're done, put up the sign that says we're closed for the day.
Got it.
I'm angry now. Man. These rumors.
They couldn't be more fabricated if you tried. No need to worry about them. I'm sure they'll go away on their own in a few days. The real goal here is to divert my attention away from Fashion Week. The best response right now is to tune it out and focus on finalizing my designs.
We gotta call up Charlotte and print a retraction. No. And get a different, I don't know what the term is.
If you say so, but Paimon still can't help but worry.
The best way to respond to public skepticism is to let your work speak for itself. There will be no doubt about the quality of my work once my new designs are released. The public just has to see it for themselves.
Miss Chiori, bad news!
Oh, for the love of... Can a woman not get a moment of peace to do her work? Go on. What's the matter now?
It's our accessories supplier. They just sent word that they'll no longer be able to supply us during Fashion Week.
What? No accessories? Not even the ones we pre-ordered?
Yes, that's what their messenger said.
And what about the models we asked them to book for us?
I think they'll probably pull out as well.
Even the suppliers believe those nasty rumors?
Is the messenger still here?
She's gonna kill him.
No, they've already left.
So, no accessories means no brooches, no bow ties, things like that?
Not just that. It means no gems, ribbons, gold thread, all the elements that lend life and soul to my designs.
But if you take those away, does that mean you won't be able to make your designs at all?
Alof, you stay and watch the shop. I'll go talk to the supplier myself.
We'll go with you.
Yeah, and we can vouch for you too. We'll make sure your supplier knows there's nothing wrong with your clothes.
Thank you. In that case, please come with me.
I know Miss Chiori has put a lot of work into making Fashion Week a success. I hope you can talk things through with the supplier.
The interior of this shop is really pretty. Excuse me. The interior of this shop is really pretty. There's no guarantee that we'll come back here, so I might thumbnail right now. Yeah, that's a pretty good shot. I thought this was a chest and I got really excited. I was like, random chest. I'll take another one from here. Boop. I want to see Nephilette in some Chiori merch. Calling her designs merch to her face. Where are we going? Oh, I thought it was directing me to the elevator. Hold up, I'm almost there, Chiori. Don't kill anyone yet.
By the way, we really are just going to talk, right?
Of course. I wouldn't do anything to one of my business partners, especially when a reasonable conversation should suffice.
Isn't this? No. That. This is around the same area that the Farina's story quest was. That acting troupe.
Who is it?
Who is it? It's Wagner from Mondstadt.
Venger, it's Chiori. We've worked together all these years. The least you could do is allow me a face-to-face conversation.
Or I guess because it's Mondstadt, it wouldn't be Wagner, it'd be Wagner.
Straightforward as always, I see. You know, there are certain conventions people usually follow if they want to seek someone's company. Sending a messenger, for example.
And when has following convention ever gotten me anywhere? Why hire a messenger when I can just explain things in person?
Have you read the papers today?
He's got the default story quest villain face model, so I don't trust him already.
I don't like to waste my time on baseless lies and speculation. Maybe that's something you should consider as well.
You're right. I only subscribe to the Steambird, and most days I never even read the others.
So, these rumors. The Steambird was the one that published them?
No, not at all. They were in some second-rate fashion tabloids.
Well then, There you go. Those sort of headlines become old news faster than you can read them. Surely a bit of tabloid drama isn't worth cutting off my supply.
You would think that. But this time is different. Someone paid off the tabloids to publish the same article at once. They even went so far as to leave a copy in front of every house. That's how I first learned of the rumors.
Why is he talking about it like that's public knowledge, though? Like everyone knows, yeah, they paid them off, but I'm still going to believe the rumor.
Every house? That means someone must have been planning this for a very long time.
It seems your rival really pulled out all the stops this time, Chiori. The article was even published alongside a photo of you.
What sort of photo?
A photo of you beating up someone on the street yesterday.
That's crazy. Damn. Man.
Yesterday? Wait, that means...
Uter again.
Here, I've got a copy. See for yourselves.
Chiori Boutique, located within our good court of Fontaine, claims to be a clothing store with a unique style. But there is another side to this tale for those few who look beneath the facade. Sources from the Fortress of Meripede say that not just a few criminals have boasted of wearing Chiori Boutique clothes. I just felt that the atmosphere there was suited me, convicted felon Lyle said. These words were met with wide approval with many of his fellow inmates. Our sources also stated that the prisoner who was recently convicted of violent conduct and battery also openly supported Chiori's designs a year ago. Upon closer investigation of Chiori's main suppliers, we would discover that there is something more to the discovery that criminals favor its wares. The boutique is in truth comparable to an invisible hand, like a spider's web that connects these evildoers. Our investigation shows that how did she pronounce it? Family supplies the ornaments that adorn her designs, and a certain member of this household is a frequent guest at the fortress. But do birds of a feather not flock together? Not only that, but many customers have also been subject to rough treatment at Chioria. Mr. Valerians had this to say: "A real brute, that one. Never mind refusing to tailor my clothes. Why, she seized her scissors and began wrecking them and threw me out the window. A clothing store? More like a thieves' lair, if you ask me." Doubtless, many of you wondered why the glass at Chioria Boutique often shatters with a loud crash, leaving behind a terrible mess. Mr. Garrus Vicarian's unfortunate encounter unveils the truth. Just before this report was going to print, another such act of brutal battery occurred on the streets. Just imagine, if you would, the scene playing out as depicted in the photo above. Chiori, her countenance terrifying as she grabs her competitor Mr. Uter by the scruff, making threatening gestures toward him. This incident was ultimately broken up by guards who reached the scene. When we asked criminals why they appreciated this brand, the answer we received was that Chioria employs illegal competitive tactics to come out on top, giving hope to evildoers among us, that wrongdoing can still prevail, provided you conceal it under the guise of fashion and beauty. Perhaps those who purchase clothes from this establishment may, following this establishment philosophy, prefer to liquidate those with whom they have disagreements. Is Chioria Boutique indeed a place blindly flattered by fashionistas that keeps an exclusive clientele of crooks? More at 7. Back to you, Paulette.
Behind the scenes, the true Chioria Boutique takes shape. Not a fashion house, but a house of lies. Relying on its close ties to the criminal underworld, the Chioria brand employs illegal competitive tactics to come out on top, giving hope to the evildoers among us that wrongdoing can still prevail, provided you conceal it under the guise of fashion and beauty.
I like how Paimon reads the important points because they just knew that no one was actually going to read that.
I don't know what happened, and I don't want to comment on things that I didn't see with my own eyes. Still, that photo shows you to be the clear aggressor.
Uter harassed Chiori first and even hired some goons to attack her courier.
Yeah, he was the one who started it, that little...
I appreciate you standing up for me, Paimon, but it can't be helped now.
That's right. The court of public opinion has already made up its mind. Still, I've got to give your rival high marks for effort. They even dug up the fact that my father once served time in the fortress of Meripede.
But that was so long ago.
In the world of fashion, your past is like a piece of clothing stained with mud. Once tainted, it can never be washed clean.
Every day Paimon gets closer to saying curse words. I want to hear Paimon swear.
They claim that most of your clientele are criminals and that those who buy your clothes are just like you. People who silence all dissent with violence.
The absurdity. I don't even know which part to laugh at the most.
Well, it's no laughing matter. Maybe your clientele are criminals. Maybe they're not. There's even the possibility that they're just people who happen to commit crimes after buying your clothes. But with the way this article combines fact with rumor, trying to determine the truth is practically an exercise of futility. It's not something people are just going to forget about in a day or two, especially when they've found several people to back up their claims.
Venger, are you sure you won't reconsider? If we go through with the show together, we can defeat them fair and square.
If I were younger, I might have said yes. But I'm no longer that brave young man with nothing to lose. I've got the family business to consider now. I'd be perfectly happy to work with you again after this. But my daughter is manning the store during Fashion Week, and I don't want her implicated in all of this. She doesn't deserve to be swarmed by all that negative publicity.
I understand.
Let me offer you a piece of advice, Chiori. For old time's sake. Let this Fashion Week go. There's always next year. You just need to wait for all of this to blow over.
You're free to wait things out, Venger. I'll make my own choices.
Have you ever thought maybe that attitude of yours is what's gotten you into all this trouble?
Have you ever thought maybe this attitude of mine is precisely what paved the way for my success?
I was actually kind of thinking the exact same thing. I was like, that's what...
Fair enough. Then I suppose all there's left to say is best of luck. As for the models, none of them wanted to be implicated in all of this either.
Ether on the runway.
Understood. Take care.
Ether on the runway. Ether strutting his stuff in a ballroom gown.
So, what should we do now?
Without the accessories, I can no longer use my old designs.
How could they do this? They're making things up. The boutique doesn't have anything to do with violent criminals. Can't people tell this is just a bunch of lies?
Are you new to print media? Not even just print media, just media in general, Paimon.
Public opinion has never been about what's true and what's not. It's about echoing the loudest voice in the room. I should have seen it from the beginning. Uter knows me too well. Everything that happened yesterday was just a trap.
Well, guess all we can do is just head back for now.
It's Charlotte. It's our inn with the steambird.
Paimon!
Charlotte, what are you doing here?
Looking for you, of course. Did you see those fashion tabloids this morning?
You mean that sorry excuse for an article? Oh, just thinking about it makes Paimon's blood boil.
You too, huh? Whoever wrote that article must have known the Steambird would never print something so defamatory. Unfortunately, not all papers in Fontaine share our same sense of journalistic integrity. Miss Chiori doesn't deserve to suffer all this baseless slander. I was just about to find some people to interview so that I can write an article to refute all those claims. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's people who misrepresent and distort the facts.
Between Archon Quest and Story Quest, Charlotte has been making the rounds. She's everywhere.
That's great! With your help, we might be able to get some people back on our side!
It's my pleasure. I've met Miss Chiori several times. I know she's not the kind of person that article makes her out to be. She was the one who made the hat and tie for my camera, Monsieur Verite.
That's adorable.
Speaking of Miss Chiori, do you know where she went? Alof told me you were all together.
She was just here. Maybe she went over there? Let's go check.
She
If
was.
you ask me, I think Chiori Boutique is done for.
I mean, what did they expect? Engaging with criminals behind their customers' backs.
You met her during the first Fontaine you met during 3.7? So in Sumeru?
They kept up a solid front, though. I've even bought from them before.
Really? How was it?
The owner was plenty fierce, that's for sure. Makes sense if she regularly deals with criminals, I guess. I've got the chills just thinking about it.
Oh, I can't run between them. The TCG event, huh?
Oh no, we've lost her. Did you hear what all those people were saying? Paimon can't believe they bought all that nonsense.
Miss Chiori doesn't often appear in public or give a lot of interviews, so the general public hasn't had a chance to really get to know her. It's also true that her way of dealing with things can be a little extreme sometimes. It's easy to use that to mislead people who don't know anything else about her.
This is all Tyr's fault. Paimon would pick him up and throw him across the room too if she could. Wait a second. You don't think Chiori might have gone looking for him, do you? You know, so she can, finish what she started?
That would only make the situation worse for her. I'm sure Miss Chiori knows that too.
You just hear an explosion across town.
You've got a point. Let's just return to the boutique and see if she's there then.
She's about to go make him suffer the wrath of the rock. It's interesting. It's interesting. I know it's not like Hogwarts houses, where it's what you value that decides your house. But it's interesting having someone like her with a Geovision. I don't know why she gives me vibes of like Pyro or Electro vision holder.
Oh, who's this?
This is Miss Letitia. She's also here to see Miss Chiori.
Oh, you were the one who came to collect the wedding dress yesterday, right? Wait, please don't say you're returning that dress too.
Oh, no, not at all. I'm just here to thank her. In fact, if there's anything I can do to help her out, I'd be more than willing.
Ah, so you've come across that article as well.
Yeah, you probably don't know this, but after I got engaged, I didn't think I'd be able to wear a Chiori dress on my wedding day.
Why?
My fiancé owns a small business. It doesn't bring in a lot of mora, but we get by. After he proposed, he took me to Chiori Boutique, and we put down a custom order for a dress. He probably noticed how often I talked about Miss Chiori's clothes, and how pretty they were. Being able to wear one of her dresses to my wedding has always been my dream.
And then?
And then, something happened to the business, and we ran into major mora problems. We were able to scrounge up enough to pay off our debts, but it left us without the funds to pay for the dress.
But didn't Chiori say she was able to make the dress from what was left of the original deposit?
Yes. When I came to cancel the order, she asked if something happened, and I told her everything. She heard me out, and then told me not to worry. She assured me that the deposit I paid would be enough for the dress, and that she'd be able to finish making it in time as well. She promised that I'd be able to wear a Chiori dress on my wedding day.
Well, that's a good thing, isn't it? I've always known Miss Chiori to be a woman of her word.
Big stretch.
It is good. It's just, after I went home yesterday, I couldn't help but take out the dress and try it on. My fiancé happened to walk into the room, and when he saw me, he froze on the spot.
My wife and I at our wedding did that. What are things that you do culturally that are tradition? Jeez, holy balls! My wife and I did that tradition where I didn't see the dress or her in the dress or anything like that until she walked down the aisle.
Ah, what a shame.
Yes, I
I was
cried.
not supposed to see it until the wedding day.
Well, see, that wasn't actually the issue. He's seen a lot of wedding dresses in his time doing business. So as soon as he saw it, he knew for sure that it must have cost far more than what we paid.
Huh? So wait, that means...
Yeah. Miss Chiori covered all the costs and held nothing back. The fabric, accessories, beading, construction. It was all of the highest quality.
Miss Letitia, I'd really like to use your story for a piece I'm writing about the boutique. Would you mind going on the record?
Hell yeah. That's a good testimony.
Huh? Well, if it would help Miss Chiori out, I wouldn't mind at all.
I think it'd go a long way. Your real experience is more powerful than all those lies combined.
Hey, Olaf! Has Chiori come back here since we left?
It's the it's the electro hypostasis.
Huh? I thought you were all together.
Why did I never make that joke before? Sorry. Okay.
Well, we were. If she didn't come back here, then do you know of any other places she could have gone?
Oh, I remember now. There's this one cliff by the sea. Miss Chiori would always go there whenever she was upset.
In that case, why don't we split up? I'll continue interviewing Miss Letitia, and you two can go look for Miss Chiori.
All right, sounds good. Let's go.
So, in your opinion, what is Miss Chiori like as a person?
Let's see. Well, she's certainly not afraid to say what she means, but she always looks out for her customers however she can.
Miss Chiori isn't the sort to just give up. She probably just needs a place where she can think in peace.
The much-anticipated Fontaine Fashion Week has begun. Many renowned designers have gathered for this event. Their meticulously crafted brand new works will be on display during the final show. Let the light of fashion shine upon the city of the arts. 617 meters away, quite far. Oh, over here. Instead of going to the statue, let's go here and walk like the direction we would head if we didn't teleport to the statue. If we were just walking from the city. Over here. You know, Chiori, there's quite a few... Oh, never mind. I thought this was... Oh, yeah, no. There's a local legend around here, Chiori. Think you can solo her? It is considered bad luck. Yeah, it's one of those silly little traditions that silly little superstition traditions that's fun to do. My wife looked amazing in her dress. I don't think I'll show you. I don't think I'll show that, but I think I'll just like put like a blur over my face, and I'll show you my tuxedo, because I found the perfect tuxedo. I was really happy. I was really happy with my tux as well.
There you are, Chiori.
How did you know where
Olaf told you, didn't she?
She did. We were just looking for you at the shop and Letitia was there. She wanted to thank you for the dress. So, you see? You don't have to be sad. We'll figure out how to get through this together.
I'm not upset. I just wanted to get some fresh air. Want to sit here with me? The view's quite stunning.
It's pretty high up. Doesn't look like there's a lot of space. I just say, yeah, sure, why not?
Sorry about that. I'm the only one here most of the time.
What do you mean there's not a lot of space, Ether?
Mind if we do?
How does it feel?
I like these little 2D card sections.
This place is pretty great.
Right? It's quiet and open, and far from the relentless critique from fashion commentators and the media. It's just you and the beautiful scenery.
Screenshot that.
Yeah, it's important to take yourself out of that kind of stressful environment every once in a while.
I didn't grow up in a very strict family. My parents would joke that I grew up to be so assertive because they spoiled me as a child. I would get together with the other children to climb trees and explore caves. One time, I even climbed over the walls of the Kamisato estate. One of the servants had to physically remove me.
Whoa, Paimon would have never imagined that.
But even as rambunctious as I was, when it came to needlework, I was as quiet and focused as could be. It was as if I discovered a whole new world within those vibrant, dazzling fabrics. You know the feeling?
Sorta.
My parents noticed, and they sent me to study under a famous Inazuman tailor. It wasn't long before I had driven away pretty much every master tailor on the archipelago. You could say I really tried their patience.
You were that misbehaved?
I wasn't misbehaved, exactly. I just often had strange ideas when it came to fashion. Ones that weren't in line with traditional ways of doing things.
This shot's actually better. I didn't expect to be converted to like Chiori being one of my favorite Fontaine characters ever. Just inside an hour and a half.
On top of that, I hated the idea of groveling and making outfits for every arrogant big shot expecting me to be at their beck and call. Anyway, a few incidents later, I soon found myself without a master. Worse, not one shop was willing to hire me. Not even to do grunt work.
No wonder you left Inazuma.
I was angry and frustrated. So, before I left, I swore to all those masters that my brand would one day become renowned all over Teyvat.
Well, that's a great dream to strive towards.
After that, I came all the way to the court of Fontaine, a city often referred to as the capital of arts and fashion. I had a lot of fun starting out. Sure, I was living in a small cramped room, but I was finally free to make whatever I wanted. I had a far more naive view of fashion back then. As long as something was pretty, it would become popular, right? A simple concept, surely. Of course, as I spent more and more time in the industry, I learned nothing was ever that simple. Least of all, fashion.
Well, I know someone who absolutely adored your designs and dreamed of wearing one at her wedding.
Oh, you mean Letitia? Yeah, she did mention that dream. I'll be honest with you. That's the first time I ever heard something like that from one of my customers.
That's kind of surprising.
Who would have thought? Even as I continue to pursue my dream, my work has also become someone else's. Alright, that's enough sightseeing for one day. Time to come up with a way out of this mess.
Ooh, looks like you've got your game face back.
Back? It was never gone to begin with. I did say I wasn't upset, didn't I?
Paimon thinks we should look for evidence that Uter wrote that article, and that he hired those treasure hoarders to attack Kirara. Charlotte's already working on an article to address all those nasty rumors so we can publish all our findings in the Steambird once we're done.
The Steambird.
I don't like duking it out in the press. But if Charlotte's thrown her hat in the ring, I won't stop her either.
Don't worry, she never takes that hat off.
I know where Uter's clothing factory is located. It might be a good place to start looking for some evidence.
Sounds good. We'll come with. As for Fashion Week, well, there's always next year, right? So there's no need to be too upset.
Huh? When did this become an either-or situation? Find incriminating evidence or participate in Fashion Week. I'm doing both.
But your accessories! Didn't you say your designs were unusable without them?
Well, it's true that I haven't quite figured out what to do about that, but to tell you the truth, Even here in Fontaine, every time I see the sea, I can't help but remember Inazuma, and the vow I made in front of those masters. Thinking about all that, I just can't bear to take even one step back. The sea.
What did you just say, Chiori?
The sea. The primordial sea. I could drown him in the...
The sea. Seashells, coral. I've got it.
Got what?
Come, let's take a dip, shall we?
Take a dip?
Chiori! Wait, hold up!
No! Please! 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 Not the crabs! She takes us over for crabs. Dive into the sea. Since he's French, he'll dissolve.
Chiori, why did you just jump into the sea all of a sudden?
Paimon, what do you think is the most beautiful thing in the sea?
Me.
A Lumitoile? Or a pearl, maybe? Oh, coral's pretty too. Ah, Paimon gets it now! You want to use things like that as the accessories for your designs!
Well, now that you hit the nail on the head, help me grab some, would you?
Leave it to us.
Leave it to me. I need those. Is this a ravishing maritime flower? Huh. Get away from me. No one likes you. Where'd you go? And over here. Benadryl conch.
These should be enough, right? Paimon picked all the prettiest ones in this area. Chiori, will these do?
Everything looks great. I've also collected a pretty big batch, so we should have enough.
Is it that all of the Fontaine waters just innately allow you to breathe and speak underwater? Because she's not Fontainian. And not only that, but now nobody has oceanid blood anymore.
Great! So are we gonna head back now and make some new designs?
Oh, for vision wielder. So what vision does Paimon have then?
Yes, but don't forget, we've got more than just the designs to worry about when we get back.
Again, Paimon's a little sus.
Okay, we've got the materials for the accessories. Next, we'll need to use what we have on hand to create some new outfits.
You mean we have to start from scratch? Will there be enough time?
I should be able to make it, if I skip out on sleep.
Oh no, skipping out on sleep is not the answer. Wait, how come this conversation is giving Paimon major deja vu?
Sounds pretty similar to a conversation we've had with Ganyu, and Jean, and Layla. Who else? Who else are the other sleepies in this game?
Ganyu? Who's that?
A friend of ours who does way too much overtime. Well, anyway, sleep is important. You're not gonna convince Paimon otherwise.
Kokomi.
Well, I can't argue with you there. One thing's for sure, though. I'm going to do whatever it takes to make it work. All this grit and determination. It reminds me of the first fashion week I ever participated in.
What else can we help with?
Let me see. I suppose all there's left to do is tear up all the outfits currently on display.
You got it! Wait, what did you just say?
You heard me. Tear them all up. When I went to that first fashion week, I had no savings to speak of. Just a few dozen yards of fabric and a dream.
That is a popular theory. Even I've heard that one, and even that Paimon is the sustainer. I don't know if I honestly don't know if I'm on board with that one. One of the biggest things that I've talked about before during the Skyfrost Nail episode, is her little hair clip. I don't know if I believe that she is the sustainer of Heavenly Principles. I feel like she has deep ties to Celestia though, and she knows way more than she lets on. I feel like she remembers Ruka, and like other several other things.
I had to make something work, so I tore up all the clothes that I brought with me from Inazuma, and I used the scraps to make my entries for the show. I used the larger pieces for the base fabric, and the smaller pieces for accessories. If it worked back then, why not now? We can also repurpose some of the ready-to-use accessories in the shop as well.
That's dope. She never forgot her roots.
But you worked so hard on all these outfits.
I know. That's why I refuse to let it all go to waste. I'm not going to let them win, even if it takes everything I've ever made and more.
Okay, then. Here goes nothing.
No need to be nervous. I won't hold it against you. Of course, if anyone dared to tear up one of my dresses in front of me on a normal day, I'd probably toss them into the sewer. Just this once, though. I think I can make an exception. Go ahead and tear them up. Think of it as a good way to vent your emotions.
Want me to use this ancient, formerly evil blade that I have on me? I don't know why I gave this to Ether. That's actually pretty satisfying.
Good job. That should do it.
Look, they folded into neat bundles.
Chiori, are you alright? Sorry for taking so long. I got caught up and... Whoa. What happened to your shop? Who did this? Those monsters. Slandering you in the papers wasn't enough for them, was it? They even sent people to wreck your shop. Give me their names. Since they're all too eager to tear up other people's clothes, I think it's about time the Spina di Rosula return the favor.
She's like, I'll tear up their clothes with them still wearing them.
Maybe you should calm down a bit first, cause you see,
Boss, please go easy on us, boss.
What is this, a soap opera? I was the one who asked the traveler to tear up the outfits. We need all the fabric and accessories we can get.
Oh, so that's what happened. I guess I got a bit ahead of myself just now. Back to what you were doing, everyone. You can all just pretend like I didn't say anything.
Navia sure is scary when she's angry.
If there's one thing I can't stand, it's a false accusation. No one's gonna orchestrate some conspiracy to take down one of my friends and get away with it.
No, that's on my ear.
You and Chiori are really close.
Of course. Everyone knows that Chiori makes the most gorgeous outfits in town. All of the Spina di Rosula's formal wear is custom tailored here.
Now, if only you'd give me the contract for your uniforms as well.
As if you'd enjoy designing something as boring and formulaic as a uniform. That's why I didn't ask you in the first place, silly. Plus, with how much your intel has helped us out in the past, to the Spina, you're more of an intelligence agency than a fashion boutique.
See, no, side by side reminds me why I like. Never mind.
If I had it my way, it would be the other way around.
Anyway, we both know why I'm here. Tell me, how can the Spina be of service to you?
If it's not too much trouble, can I borrow some skilled hands to help with some simple sewing work? I'll need all the help I can get if I'm going to finish these outfits over the next few days.
Oh, no problem. I've got a few of those guys all ready to go. I just knew you wouldn't be intimidated into withdrawing from this year's show. When are you going to get started? I can help with sewing too.
Actually, there's something else I'd like to ask of you.
Ask away. I'm all ears.
Oh, and Traveler and Paimon, could you help me pass word to Linny and Lynette? I'll need their help as well.
Gladly.
I'm done with my interview. Has Miss Chiori made it back yet? Oh! What happened to the boutique? Who did this? Give me names. I'll make sure every last one lands a full feature on the front page of the Steam Grid tomorrow.
Everyone is ready to throw hands when they walk in.
Not this again.
Just 4 Inazumans. Ignore that. Moving on.
What should we do about these clothes everywhere? Need any help?
Sort them by the type of fabric first, and then by color. Oh, and don't forget to remove any accessories and put them to the side.
That sounds pretty straightforward. I'll help too.
Wait.
This is order.
Nothing. And then he sails away. And then he glides away. Well, you can tell by the way I use my walk. I'm surprised that she had us contact Lenny and Lynette.
Yes.
That's not a business relationship.
Great, you're both here.
That's not a business relationship I would think that she would have had with them two.
A moment later and you'd have missed us.
We read the article in the papers. We were just about to go find Miss Chiori. She helped design a number of our costumes in the past and even sponsored one of our performances. The time has come, it seems, for us to return the favor.
Damn, that's dope. And even sponsored one of your performances?
Oh, perfect. She was the one who sent us.
In that case, I assume that there's something we can do to help. Just say the word and we'll take care of it.
Okay, so it's like this.
Is that all we'll need to do?
Should be a piece of cake for the two of us.
It's murder. It's murder. Mafia and assassins. She knows the kind of help she needs hiding a body. she's like, go contact Lenny and Lynette, but what I really need is their father.
Paimon's glad to hear it. Well then, guess it's about time we go and find some evidence for all the bad stuff Utera's been doing, right? Chiori said we shouldn't disturb her over the next couple of days. We can check in with her again once she's done with all the new designs.
But the show's in another 2 days, isn't it? Will she be able to make the deadline?
Well, according to her, she wants to first beat Utera fair and square at the show, and then defeat him in the court of public opinion. She said that it'd be like,
A two-pronged approach?
Courtesy first, confrontation second?
Yeah, something like that.
Understood. Then we'll have faith in her decision. We'll go make some preparations. See you at the venue in 2 days.
All right, we're counting on you. Okay, then let's also do as Chiori said and meet up with her at Utera's factory in 2 days. We'll gather the evidence then. Oh, Paimon sure hopes she won't have a hard time making all those new outfits for the show.
Wait until 2 days later? Wait until 2 days later. Why can I wait for 2 days while I'm climbing something? He's just for 2 days. I thought it was gonna tell me that. I thought it was gonna tell me that I can't switch time in my current situation. And he's still limber like a fox. Where are we going? 170? Where are we going? Oh, down to this peanut, duh. Never returning home. Wow, what the fuck?
You're here.
Chiori! How are the new outfits coming along? You look kinda tired.
Just a few steps left now. I've handed the rest over to Alof. We should be able to make tonight's show.
Wow, that's cutting it real close. Are you sure she'll be okay without you?
Don't worry. I have no intention of giving ground on either front. With the fashion show scheduled for tonight, Uter has closed his factory. This is our only chance to secure any incriminating evidence.
Okay, Paimon totally gets that this is all his fault and he totally deserves it, but wouldn't we technically be trespassing on his property if we just barge in like this?
His factory is usually open to the public. It may not be open for business right now, but that doesn't mean visitors can stop by for a tour. We're just curious customers after all, aren't we?
Well, when you put it that way...
Anyway, Uter's factory is right over there. Let's hurry up and get moving.
Why would he open a factory over there?
We have different marketing strategies. While I specialize in high-end custom garments, he prefers low prices and large sales volumes. I don't know. Maybe the rent here is cheap.
She's another character that talks like an actual person instead of someone reading dialogue. I don't know. Very similar to like Ito. Kind of that kind of vibe.
Alright. Ooh, it's really creepy. Paimon would never choose to buy anything from a place like that.
Ito and Risley. Ito, Risley, and Chiori all talk like actual people instead of just like someone reading something from a script.
You make a good point. Let's all be on our guard.
Well, as they say, none can contend with... Kind of thought there'd be a chest down there. None can contend with the supreme power of the almighty Raiden Shogun and the Muso no Hitotachi. I wonder if Chiori got some inspiration for her designs from like traditional, because Raiden's design is based off of, it's a combination of A's battle dress and Makoto's garb with like the really traditional, the long traditional sleeves. And Gaming too, yeah. Goro as well when he's nervous. Chiori! Her normal attacks are amazing. I'm trying to watch her normal attacks for a sec. Everyone has such clean animations. All the Fontaine characters, like everyone in this game, all the characters have really good animations, but the Fontaine characters are so smooth. What's her weapon, by the way? Her signature. Famous blade was once created by the hand of Urakusai, the renowned... Legend has it has never caught any living creature in all these hundreds of years? Well, we're here to break that record. This is quite the factory.
We're in. There really is nobody here.
Welcome, dear visitors.
Oh, Paimon nearly fell out of the air. What is that thing?
It's an
A
egg.
mechanical guide. They usually use a recorded tape to give you a tour of the factory.
Please follow me, dear guests.
It's Humpty Dumpty. Why is there no music in here?
First stop on our tour is a look at the gradual evolution of our clothing brand.
She's like, pathetic.
After that, we welcome you to peruse our most popular styles.
Huh. Buter seems to be doing pretty well for himself, doesn't he? Why would he feel the need to bother you when he could just focus on improving his own brand?
This is the studio where our designs are made. Please, take a look around at your leisure.
Yep, this seems like Uter's workspace, all right. Let's see what we can find.
The courier shall arrive at the city in the morning via box. Via cat box. Marketing expenses, 100,000 mora. Employment expenses, 200,000 mora. Material expenses. That's not that much money. 200,000 mora? Some examples of Uter's old designs. There's nothing strange about them.
These are the fitting rooms. Please use them at your leisure.
Huh? There seems to be something in this fitting room.
Oh, she does have an almost identical mechanic to Kaching. Look at these little dolls. Oh, you can move them. You can morb them. Boink.
Why did the door just close?
Hold on tight, Paimon.
Why is it moving?
There's the music.
It seems to have stopped.
I don't remember her burst animation.
Where did this thing take us?
It seems like we're someplace deeper inside the factory.
Did she just crit for 20k by herself? Is Chiori a viable on-field Geo DPS? Like, what is her role? What is her team comp role? They gave us a C3, which increases. Okay, so got a level 11 skill. More sub, like Geoofficial. Because that just seemed like she hit like a truck just then.
Look out, there are guards here!
No, not the, there.
Next customer.
Her sword glows. Okay, I want one. I really like her. Also, her and Farina, unlike Shinobu and the other medium female sword users, Farina and Chiori, the sword floats behind them more sideways and less up and down. Dolph. Everything can be in man DPS at C6. Mika?
This place is filthy. Are the clothes from Uter's shop seriously made here?
Look over there.
Gross.
Ugh. That water looks super nasty. Oh, Paimon could smell the stench from all the way over here.
This is the Fortress of Meripede theme.
And I was the one using unsafe materials, Uter?
So he was actually the one who opened an underground factory.
No wonder his clothes always felt weird to the touch.
Is there any 5-star you don't want at this point? I mean, that's fair.
He's been using all manner of tricks here in a bid to cut costs.
Should the clothes made here even be worn?
Never mind issues with shrinking and fading. These materials can give you skin problems if you wear them too often.
That's terrifying. Let's take some photos right away as evidence.
Yeah.
This way he won't be able to try and deny anything in court. All right, let's keep going.
Yeah, DPS Barbara. Chiori's elemental skill can cause her to dash forward. Hold aim to adjust the direction of a set dish. Have you decided your dish direction? Release to use the elemental skill to dish in the target direction.
Huh? Doesn't look like there's a path here.
Follow me. Let's go up.
I didn't expect to come into this finding a new favorite character. Her attitude, her voice, her attacks, her design.
This place seems like some kind of warehouse. Ugh,
Blech.
and it stinks too. Huh? What's going on? Our way in's been blocked.
He wants to trap us in the factory.
Seems like he knew we'd be coming.
That's a camera.
He did say he knew you really well, didn't you?
Yes. And that's because we used to be partners.
Wait, you're practically at each other's throats. Now you're telling us you used to work together?
I mean, that makes more sense if they were co-workers, Paimon. Have you ever... Okay.
When I first came to Fontaine, we were both fledgling designers who longed to gain a foothold in the world of fashion. We shared the same goal, so we decided to work together.
I brought you a snack.
Thank you. I didn't know you were back from the... Thank you. What is this?
Crab.
What the f... We just finished that quest! Thank you. Yeah! I'm surprised she gave me a fork instead of chopsticks.
In the beginning, we both wanted to make clothes that would stand out from the crowd and shatter tradition. The kind of clothes that would turn heads and leave people in awe.
Ow.
But with every criticism we received, and every sponsor that rejected us, Uter's confidence disappeared little by little. Finally, right before Fashion Week, he came to the conclusion that we wouldn't be able to make the designs we always dreamed of, and we parted ways. For my part, I gambled it all and devoted everything I had to that 1 week. I came out the other side with something that really made me proud. I was nervous to present it, of course, but I knew it was my chance to show the industry what I was made of. In the end, well...
Yeah, but that's just history. So basically, he kind of gave up on the dream, and she kept going even when the going got tough.
received the acclaim of all Fontaine while Uter gave up on his dream and turned to making this sketchy stuff.
Hello, rat peeing. Thank you for the follow. I'm North American server.
I don't know the exact details of what happened after that. All I know is, after I opened Chiori Boutique, he's harassed me every year since.
He's just jealous of what you've accomplished. A guy like that doesn't deserve your sympathy.
Well, let's focus on getting out of here first.
It's not just that he's jealous of her success. It's that it was she realized her dreams realized was his dreams too. It's not just that he's jealous of what she's accomplished. It's that she accomplished his dream too.
Missing the show is as good as letting him win.
There are some control panels over there. Let's see if any of those buttons do anything.
That's a great idea, Paimon. Let's see what this button does. That's what you want someone like Paimon to say.
Oh, that doesn't seem to have done anything. Maybe try the next one? That didn't do anything either.
There's a camera right here. Rebooting.
Stabilize.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ow, 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 I was watching it. I was watching. Hey, chill out.
Look over there. Seems like there's a way out. Maybe we can use these mechanisms to get higher.
Man, she can burst off cooldown.
Unauthorized intruders entering expulsion mode.
Yeah, definitely one of the prettiest bursts in the entire game.
Warning. Unauthorized intruders entering expulsion mode.
Her skill's on kind of a long cooldown, but that's okay.
Unauthorized intruders entering expulsion mode.
Chest. I don't think I missed any chests back there, did I? Any chests?
Yeah.
Bam. Bam. Bam.
We finally made it out. Why does it feel like the movement patterns of those mechs have changed?
Warning. Unauthorized intruders initiating shutdown procedure. Warning.
Don't crush me, bro.
Unauthorized intruders initiating shutdown procedure.
I gotta wait for my skill. Ah. Oh, the buff. We're good. We're good. We're fine.
Initiating shutdown procedure.
Ooh, big chest. Where are we going? We're going down or up? We're going down into the depths. The ocean will take you now. Do not look away. Oh, that kind of... Oh, right, she's not Blood Fontaine. I was like, why didn't she explode out of the water?
We're finally out of that stinky place. Let's
Stinky.
take this evidence and get out of here.
What's her build, by the way? 1400. Oh, I bet she scales on defense. 1800 defense. Yeah, she scales on defense. I want. 1400 attack, 1800 defense. Although you guys have said, and I have also noticed that maybe not with trial characters, but with like the demos, the event trials. I feel like they don't really know how to super optimize the build, and especially the team comps. The team comps in some of the trial characters doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Like Ian-san's was Electro and Pyro only, but the Electro character had no off-field Electro application.
Finally, the entrance! At last!
Oh, those chambers couldn't hold you, I see. What a surprise.
Hello.
We've collected a bunch of evidence on all the nasty stuff happening at your factory. You're not getting away this time, Uter.
The evidence on your person, you mean? What makes you think I have any intention of letting it get past these walls?
You would think word would get around at how the traveler from another world has bodied every single person he's come in contact with, except in Euthymia and except for Arlecchino. But you'd think that people would be like, "No, I'm just a regular guy. I probably shouldn't try to kill him."
More mechanical guards? Really? Ever thought about using these funds for a legitimate purpose?
Oh, but this is a legitimate purpose.
What? Destroying Chiori Boutique? Or continuing to make your rotten rags?
Proving that fashion is merely a laughable farce. A carnival of ignorance.
You know, who was it in Enjo was such a breath of fresh air from all of these Disney twist villains.
You know what your problem is, Uter? You've become so obsessed with the concept of fashion itself that you let it paralyze you. Stop trying to cater to it. Focus on your own work, and you get to decide what fashion means.
Spare me the lecture, why don't you? Sooner or later, you'll cater to all the voices too, you know. After all, what is fashion but another form of public opinion?
Fashion is about aspiring towards a certain ideal, but it's up to you to decide what it is. My brand caters to no one but myself and my vision. That's my ideal, and it's not going to change.
Well, once the people witness their former darling's spectacular fall, they'll understand how laughable that ideal truly is.
Speaking of designs, I want to know who designed these female Gardamex.
That's what you've been trying to prove all this time? Your jaded understanding of the industry is the reason you've had it out for my brand for so long? You weren't like this before, Uter. What happened to the man who wanted to make something that would bring the entire world to its knees?
He realized long ago how utterly naive and ridiculous that dream was.
You gave up on your dream, but that wasn't enough, was it? You had to find a way to prove to yourself that it could never have been possible at all. You think you understand, but you're just a bitter man who let his regrets dictate his choices. You regret giving up on your dream. So you stopped at nothing to prove to yourself that it wasn't the wrong choice. This whole thing, Uter. It's pathetic.
Pathetic? Why don't you take a look in the mirror? You're a fool daydreaming about taking all of Teyvat by storm. Well, good luck doing that when even Fontaine doesn't have a place for you anymore.
You're right. Maybe all those who pursue their dreams are fools. But more pitiful still are cowards who are too afraid to even attempt what the fool is brave enough to try.
You...
That went from 0 to 1,000 immediately. If he was smart, he'd be the first villain to just like, you know what? Sure, you go first. You've got a show to catch.
Yeah, just leave this guy to us.
No, you go instead.
But a gun!
It'll be fine. Just go to the venue and tell everyone to proceed with the plan. I'll deal with him. Some lessons are best delivered in person.
Stay safe.
Catch up with us soon!
Trying to leave, are we?
I've held back all this time because of our past partnership, Uter. But all that changed after our tour of your factory.
Still trying to talk tough, I see.
No matter what you've been through, no matter why you've become like this.
Also, that was a flintlock single shot, or a percussion cap single shot pistol. It's gonna take him like 90 seconds to reload again. He's unarmed at this point. Might as well. You better start reloading fast. Yeah, that was a single shot pistol.
If I may borrow the words of a friend, a guy like you doesn't deserve my sympathy. Allow me to show you the true meaning of the Chiori brand.
Murder.
The Chiori brand represents more than a person or a trademark. It's a way of life.
Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. I love her.
Greetings, friends at Fontaine Fashion Week. Please feast your eyes on the extravaganza that Chiori Boutique has prepared for you today.
She meowed!
Brilliant, dazzling, and wholly unique. And most importantly,
An enduring, never-say-die spirit. That's the true meaning of the Chiori brand. And now, let's welcome the thundering seamstress, Miss Chiori herself.
Did Chiori not...
Lights, cameras, over here, please.
Let the show begin.
the world may change, fashion along with it, but Chiori will remain the same. No challenge is too great. Chiori caters to no one. Not even the times. Rather, Chiori will always lead the fashion of our time. Finally, let's not forget.
Look at them.
Only those who do not give up on their dreams are worthy of this brand. Well then, I suppose all that's left to say is, Happy Fashion Week, fellow dreamers.
Also, she's got a dope logo as well. That was an actual commercial for MiHoYo releasing a product line.
How about this?
A little more to the left.
Like this?
Perfect.
Phew.
I like how I like how Kirara was scared of flying through the air in Navia's parasol as if she won't land on her feet.
Oh, that looks great.
Get it?
Miss Chiori, can I take a picture?
Of course.
I didn't know you'd make a brand new signboard.
I made it before Fashion Week. I figured it'd be best to put it up after the success of the show.
Well, how can you become renowned through all of Tevat without a fancy signboard of your own? The Spina's way ahead of you in that regard.
Now that you mention it, perhaps our magic troupe could use one of those.
Our signatures are the Grinmalkin cat and the Boggle Cat box. Oh, and we need to add Pear as well.
Pear would need an alias, of course. How about... the Hangry Bird.
What was that face on Kirara? Why did she have that? Why did she look like this?
So, does that mean your signboard is going to be 2 cats and a penguin stuffed into a single hat?
Ooh, that sounds super snuggly and warm.
And a bit cramped.
Miss Chiori, I'm done taking pictures. You can expect the article in tomorrow's Steambird, along with the evidence the Traveler gathered.
Thank you, Charlotte.
It's my pleasure. Bringing the truth to light is a journalist's duty.
Going forward, feel free to custom order any accessories you need for Monsieur Verite. It's on the house.
Huh? You really mean it?
Of course. The same goes for you too, Linny and Lynette. If you have need of any costumes in the future, just drop me a note.
What about something other than a costume?
Thank you, Chiori. It's much appreciated.
What the hell does that mean, Lynette?
Well, I don't really need anything. Just don't be a stranger, all right?
I don't need anything either. So long as you continue to request my international courier services from Komania Express, we're golden.
Actually, that reminds me. When will you be leaving, Kirara?
Huh? About that.
The Spina di Rosula has prepared a special vehicle for you, so you can just get in and we'll push it all the way out of Fontaine.
What's with everyone in weird faces during this?
What? No, that's so embarrassing. Ooh, do we get something nice too, Chiori?
Of course. Just hold on a second.
Disrupting public order at the show, appropriating venue lighting equipment without authorization, using weaponry in public, hosting a dangerous performance without notifying the authorities.
Chevreuse, we can explain.
And hold on, you forgot exhibition of greatness.
If you come across anyone who matches those descriptions, please report them to the Special Patrol at your earliest convenience.
Enjoyed that, didn't you? You nearly scared me half to death.
Says the one who pulled that stunt earlier. How about you do me a favor and tell me in advance next time you're planning something like that?
And if I had, would you have approved?
Kirara's resting face is so cute.
No, but it would have at least spared me a whole lot of anxiety.
Well, I would say I more than made it up to you, have I not? A whole underground workshop in the Fleuve Cendra, and the man responsible all tied up and handed to you on a silver platter. Sounds pretty thoughtful if you ask me.
All right, I won't argue with you. You can have this one.
Well, friends, I would say we've earned ourselves a nice meal for our efforts. Let's go. Spina's treat.
I'll have to take a rain check. I've still got a lot of paperwork to take care of, so you all go have fun. Oh, by the way, Chiori, I ran into Vanger on the way here. He had a message for you.
I don't need to hear it. I'm sure the old fool used pretty much every apology in the book. I'll just visit him some other day and give him a hard time about everything.
You know him well.
Thanks again, Chevreuse.
My pleasure. Oh, and one last thing. That was really quite an amazing show.
You don't say.
All right. Follow me if you want in on the celebration feast. Come on, we're leaving.
Traveler, Paimon, could you go wait for me at that place with the view? I'll let Navia know that we'll be a little late. There's something I'd like to give you.
A place with a view? Oh, Paimon knows where you mean.
Are you stupid, Paimon?
Perfect. I'll be right there.
Not faster than me, because I can use teleports and you can't. I picked up a new, another, one of my favorite characters in the whole game. I was not expecting that.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
She's gonna try to give us a skin, and Traveler's gonna refuse again.
Oh, we didn't wait long at all. But what did you want to give us that you couldn't share right in front of everyone else?
Here, take this.
Wow! A brooch! And in the style of Chiori Boutique, too! Wait, Paimon gets one as well?
I've only
Aw.
made 2 for now. After much consideration, I decided to give them to you 2.
I'll take good care of it.
You've been a great help. Even when things were looking bleak, you stayed by my side. There were even times when I felt like I had to fight back and win, even if it was just to honor the trust that you had in me.
Well, we may have helped a little, but Paimon would say you deserve most of the credit. This result, it was all you, Chiori.
I know for certain that was not the case. I've chased my dream for so long that I've come to understand something. Apart from conviction and persistence, the thing that matters most is having friends who believe in you even when you don't believe in yourself. A single person can only do so much. Without all your help, Chiori Boutique could have easily fallen to ruin.
Well, Paimon doesn't think it would have ever gotten to that point. Not if you had anything to say about it. But, about the stuff you said at the show, you aren't worried it'll rub some people the wrong way?
Perhaps my words were a little pretentious, but they do reflect how I truly feel. I won't bow or scrape before any force in this world, much less any individual. I'm confident in the quality of my work. Create something beautiful, and there will always be people who appreciate it.
Well, guess there's nothing to worry about then. Should we go back and join them at the victory feast?
Oh, yes, of course. But before that, I'd like to admire the view for just a little while longer. You know, of all the nights I've spent in Fontaine, I'd say this is the loveliest by far.
Eee, I still have angry Navi on my tail, I just realized. Oh, that's a teapot thing. I can put... Hey. That's going in my teapot immediately. Wait, we can't go back and where were they going? Were they going to the Hotel de Bord again? They're probably not there. That'd be cool if there was an epilogue where they are there. They didn't even say where they were going, so. Damn. Oh, her demo and teaser. Oh, that's right.
Gotta make sure Lynette stays away from the dish racks.
Should I redo my storage plan for the What did she say? Lynette, stay away from the what? Just a cat causing trouble up in here? Okay. Teapot. And then let's watch some teasers and then probably end.
This realm is...
Wait, did that give me enough for... No, not quite.
If you ever have any...
I have a table of ornaments that I've gotten from Hey! Also, Farina's over here chilling with two of the other Archons. It's been a minute since I've showed you the teapot, although not much has changed. Lore accurate child. I've got these kids in here, building up friendship XP. And Farina's also building up friendship XP. And Shogun and Nahida don't need to build up anymore friendship XP, but they're here just keeping Farina company. While Grandpa sits on the sofa. Not the sofa, the chair. I would love a go to sleep option in the teapot. That's the one place where having a sleep prompt would make sense. The one place where it would make sense. Why can't I sleep in my own bed? Okay. Thanks to Anonymous Whale for those crystals early stream. Got me a catching. At least I got a new character. If I got Tainari C2, that would have been kind of annoying. However, I don't think there's a single standard I wouldn't really... Because Jean would get me C2 Jean. I would get C2 Tainari, C1 Dia. I don't have a D-Luke. Now I have a Kaching. I don't have a Chi-Chi. So there's almost no losing at the moment when it comes to standards.
If you ever want to...
I just don't know how much I'm going to use Kaching. So so losing another 50-50 to Kaching and getting Kaching C1, I'm gonna have to play her to know if I want to build her fully. Yet, at the very least, let's take her up to phase 2, so we can get the bluish from her. Which is my usual course of action. Get them to phase 2, get them to level 20 phase 1, not phase 2. Get them to level 20 phase 1 to get the bluish, and then I'll have to play her in lower level domains to know if I want to build her. But at least I have one now. I've got a Kaching. Standard. And now we have locked in our Shilonen. So I am very excited for the next for this banner to change, because pretty sure we're going to be able to pull an Ocelot. Because we've got 10 days to continue stockpiling wishes up. There's a ton of quests that were like, this is quest tidy up season. And so we've got 10 days to continue recruiting wishes, and then the full duration of the next banner. And now we're guaranteed. I feel like we are going to be able to get me an Ocelot. Because you get a decent amount of primos from just doing quests and stuff, and we're tidying up a bunch of quests. I feel like we can get up in pity again. Boopity boop. What am I doing? Want to use those primos right now that we got from this quest. What am I doing? Okay, trailers. Trailers. Oh wait, I want to turn the volume down on the music here. And let's do Chev's trailer first. And then this, and then that. Wow, those are fantastic thumbnails. Those are S-tier thumbnails. This this thumbnail encapsulates her personality so well. Let me get Angry Navia out of here. Chev.
I love anything full of grease and sugar. Food like that provides me with ample energy during the workday. Plus, it's a real mood booster. But on my days off, I like to read crime novels. I find them very interesting. I'm Chevreuse, captain of Fontaine's Special Security and Surveillance Patrol. Is there a case that needs my attention? The Special Security and Surveillance Patrol deals with a host of heinous crimes and criminals. The criminals aren't your everyday goody-goodies from the Palais Mermonia. As such, the methods we employ to enforce the law can be a bit on the harsher side.
Stop right there! Drop your weapons!
Is she using deathmatch?
Some criminals try to use the sound of thunder to conceal gunshots, but that trick doesn't fool my ears.
Hands where I can see them!
Another day of work over, and without any huge disasters to boot. Oh, that reminds me. I should grab the latest copy of the murder files.
That was a very short trailer. Also, the musket ball from her musket. It's as slow and has a long parabolic arc, like you were throwing a baseball. Like it feels slower than shoot first, ask questions later. It feels like it's slower than a bow shot. All right. One of my new favorite characters. I won't say new favorite character. That is a tall order to dethrone someone like Beto or Arlecchino. But she shot up from me not knowing anything about her to being up there.
Hello? Is someone gonna tailor my suit?
What were you thinking? Why would you keep a Tenryou commission official waiting?
But he was last in line.
Foolish girl. You are no apprentice of mine!
Did you hear me?
Hey, it's first come, first served. This wedding dress needs to be ready for fitting by nightfall. Alof, raise the waist a little higher to accentuate her figure. And the sleeves need shortening. I'll fetch the material.
Got it.
I knew it. That dress is for Letitia, isn't it? Always dreamed of wearing a Chiori wedding dress. Aww. So some poor girl's dumb dream is more important than my business dinner?
Yes.
Huh?
Oh my, so sorry. I was looking for my fabric shears. Those were the wrong ones.
This was an expensive suit.
Oops. Oh, not those ones either.
What are you gonna do?
What do you mean? I thought you wanted your suit tailored.
Chiori, who'd you throw out this time?
What are you saying? I did nothing. This one jumped out all by himself. He better pay me for the window.
This can't happen again.
You're right. Next time I'll lock the windows too.
What? He jumped out through the window. I'll lock the window. Exactly how many times did he fall out the window? Small Chiori. She's small. She's small reach. Small. She small. All right. Is Chevreuse' cooldown as long as it would take to reload an actual musket? How long is her cooldown? It takes a lot longer than 15 seconds to reload a musket, especially if it's maybe not a percussion cap, but if it's a flintlock, and hers is a flintlock, isn't it? Just pouring powder in the frizzen takes a long time. Takes like 10 seconds. Where's my Chevreuse? Where's my Chevreuse? Where's my Chevreuse? There she is.
A little extra training never.
Oh wait, she's in the party screen. You can see her musket.
Where are those who share?
Oh no, it's a percussion cap. So that's just, yeah. 15 seconds is
Stay close and you will live.
15 seconds to reload a percussion cap is a bit optimistic, but I could kind of see it. If you're really fast.
Her personality's
She's ahead of her time.
She's like anti-mainstream.
I love the Inazuman touch.
Her designs are too flamboyant.
I think they look great.
No, it's more than that. I don't chase trends. I follow my intuition. And my aesthetics follow their own rules.
I love the dual wielding. That was a single-use domain in Inazuma. I recognized that one.
That was a little blunt. What if it upsets your customers?
Stay true to my dreams. Channel my defiance into my art. Don't let anyone tell me what I can or can't do. Well, maybe they're the ones who need to change. I am the cutting edge of fashion. Navia, model this for me. You got it.
Oh, do they work well together in team comp, or is that just for the sake of story?
Now, last but not least, smile for the camera.
My work brings in the customers, not my smile.
But you've got such a pretty smile.
Oh, get the little logo on the. What the heck was that? What was that? What is that? Is that a vision? What the heck was that? Oh, it's one of the gems on Navia's dress. Ah, that makes sense. I was like, is that someone's vision? All right. I think that will do it. Wow, this was 3 hours? That did not feel like 3 hours. I think that will do it for for today. Rare Saturday stream. Sure, how about this one? Again, no one's gonna believe me, but I don't regard Navia's design as F tier anymore. She hasn't been F tier for a long time. Like midway through the Archon quest, it grew on me enough to. I will explain that in the upcoming animation. Stay tuned for that. So, that'll do it. I am going to take Sunday. I'm going to take tomorrow off. My normal day off. Monday, I don't know what we're doing. I mean, more quest cleanup, but I don't know what we're going to be questing. But I will let you know in the Discord, which is always linked as well. Which is always linked. What am I saying? Which is always linked in the what am I saying? You guys know what I'm saying. The Discord, as always, is linked in the About pages of the panel, and if you're watching the re-upload, it's linked below in the description. Merch is there as well, as is YouTube, as is Twitter, and everything. So go ahead and give a follow. It's free, and the Discord's a great place to hang out. Thank you, everyone, so much. Let's get some nuts to round this one out, and I will see all of you next time. Thanks again. Love you lots. Drink water. Be good to everyone. Love you. Bye.